Hello everyone, my name is Nargis Nasreen and let's start today's video. So we are going to talk about data type. We have already covered string data type and numeric data type. If you have not watched those videos, you can go back and check. So in today's class, we are going to see other useful data types. So let's start with the first one, which is date. Okay, so when we use this data type for any certain column in SQL, so what happens in this, the format of this is like this. Okay, and if you remember in one of the classes, I think when we were learning about how to insert values, like we learned about DDL commands, right? So in that we created a table, and in that we made one column which was our date, and this was the format. That is, we have to first insert year, then month, and this date. Okay. Then second is like, what if in some cases, what if date and time both are important and you need to store? So that is called as date time. Okay, and for that the format is like this. And then we have hour, minute, and second. So let's take example of this. Like if you have to store, let's take today's date, which is 20th of January 2023. So we'll be writing something like this, 2023. Then month, which is 1 Jan, and date, which is 20. Okay, like this. And if we have to store date and time both, so we'll be writing 2023 01 20. Then if I talk about hours, so it will be 22:02. I'm not sure about seconds, so let's take 46. Okay, something like this. Yeah. Then third is timestamp. Okay. So what timestamp will do? So timestamp is also kind of like date time, but it is something different, and we can say better than date time, because what happens in this also you can store date in this format, like kind of like this, but you will get the difference also between two times. Let's say like I had a meeting to attend today. So today's date is, I will be writing 2023-01, and let's say 20, and I have a meeting at let's say 11 p.m. So that will be 23:00:00, right? And let's see, I'm going to write down today's time in, like right now, what's the time and date. Okay, so let's say it is 22:00:00. So, these are two different date and time. So now it is going to give us the difference between this, and it is going to give the difference in terms of seconds. And from that we can calculate, okay, so I have 1 hour of time, right? So timestamp can also give you difference between time. And yeah, so these are the three different data type that we will be working in future. And there are so many other types of data also, like we can say this is one that is called as blob, which is a binary large object. Like there are some objects in which the data is stored in the form of binary numbers, that is 1 and zeros. So in that case, we'll be using this data type. And why is this useful? Let's say that in some, and you might have seen some kind of form in which picture is required, or any kind of your filling the application or grievance. So picture is required as a proof or something. So, like now the picture format is kind of different. Some is JPG, then PNG, or let's say other type of file we can see, not for picture, but let's say XML or doc files. So they are in the form of this block, that is 1 and zeros. Okay. So if you are going to keep that section as a block, the data type you are going to select as block, then you will be able to store those images or any document file that you want to store. Okay, so this is also one of the important, we can say, data type. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this data type. Now, let's talk about few things, like extra, just random things. So that is, you might see somewhere schema. Okay, like we have covered data type, we are just talking about something else. So schema is same as database. And you can use this in while writing the code also, while writing the query also. Like we have used this that when we need to create a database, we need to write create database and then the name of the database, right? So in place of database, we can use a schema also. You can write create schema and then the name of the database. Like if I give an example, we'll be write something like this: create database, customers. So you can write like this also: create schema, customers. Okay, both are same, no change. Now, SQL is not case sensitive language. So if we are going to write down customers with capital C, like everything in all caps, so it will be equal to everything in small caps, or it will be like if we are going to write down C capital, it is again equal. Or if I'm going to write down within quotation mark, then also it will be. So it is not case sensitive. Okay, so all are same. So if you're going to write down create database and whatever type of customer you're going to write, it will have the same name. Now, next thing is that we can talk about is, yeah, you might have seen, if you have not watched the previous video, what happens that when we use a workbench, so we might have more than one database present, right? We might have more than one database present. So we have to mention which database we want to use. So we have to write down this query, use customers. Like let's say I have multiple databases present in my MySQL workbench and I want to use customers. So I will be writing use customers. Okay, but it is another way of doing this. What you can do, you can write like this also. Like let's say you want to use customers and you want to see all the detail about, let's say that this is the database name and table name inside this database is also custom. So what you will do, you will write use customers and then you will write select star from customers, right? Okay, so this is the one way of doing it. Second way you can do without, instead of writing use customers and select star from customers, you can write like this: select star from. First, you have to provide the name of the database, customers, and in that database, which table you want to use. So again, customers. So this is the another way of doing this. Okay, so they will give you the same result. Okay. Now, what other things we can talk about is, yeah, there's one more thing. If you remember, when we run a query in SQL, we need to click on that small lightning thing to run a single query. And if you want to run all of the queries that are present, so you have to click on the another one which is present on the left hand side. There is one shortcut key for that. Like if you have to run a single query, what you can do, you can click on Control Shift Enter. So this is the shortcut for doing it. So yeah, these are some random things that I told you right now. So yeah, that's it for today's video. This video was small, so I just kind of talked about these things, nothing else. Okay, so but still, if you get any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. And we have talked about so many things till now, like what is SQL and what we can do using it with components of SQL and data types of SQL. If possible, we will try to use all of these things that we have learned and we will try to create a database so that you can understand all together like how to use all of these things. Okay, and we will learn about more again in the further classes. So that's all for today's class. Let's meet in the next class. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye bye.